This video is sponsored by JLCPCB. I bought a broken special edition PS4 and a matching controller from Goodwill to see if I could fix it. It's been so long since I bought this thing, I don't even remember what's wrong, so let's get it unboxed and find out. So here is the controller. Not in horrible condition, kind of gross and grimy. Also, I don't know what this is. There's like liquid on the thumbsticks. This has literally been sitting around for months, so I have no idea what this could possibly be, but that's disgusting. So I'm gonna clean these up a little bit and then let's test it and see if we can figure out what's wrong. Okay, better. Now we can plug it in to a gamepad tester and see what's wrong. All right, so I don't actually see really much wrong with this controller. This left stick was drifting just a little bit, but other than that, it seems to be working fine. So I'm just gonna give this a good cleaning. But first, let's take a look at the console itself and see what's wrong with that. And here we go. The top is in not too bad a condition. Got some scratches over here, some smudges here, but overall, I've definitely seen worse. And just at first glance, I don't see any problems there. This one has not been opened up before, so that's handy. But I gotta get it plugged in and see exactly what's going on with it. So let's see if it'll turn on. Good news so far. And we have a white light right here. That means we don't have a blue light of death. That's great news. But also we have no signal on the TV. Oh, here we go. So we got signal, it's checking the system software, and then it'll restart, and we'll see what happens. I do have to say this is taking much longer than normal. It's only at 25%, and it's just kind of stuck there. Usually when that happens, it's a hard drive issue, but I don't know if that's the only issue, or for sure if that's even the issue. So it's been a few minutes, and it's just not moving from the 25% of checking the system storage, so I'm gonna put a new hard drive in, and then we'll go from there. Maybe that's the only problem. I don't know for sure. It definitely is dirty, so I'm gonna have to take it apart and check out the whole inside and make sure it's nice and clean inside. But right now, let's try this new hard drive. I'll be using a Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte in this PS4. I've found that these hard drives are a good combo between reliable and affordable. I'll leave a link for this down in the description if you're interested in buying one for your PS4. Now with the brand new hard drive installed, I can hook it back up and install the system software. There we go. So now that the hard drive's been changed, everything looks completely normal. But before I get to any more testing, I think it's time to give this a nice cleaning and replace the thermal paste, and also check the heatsink and see if it's plugged and clean the fan. So that's quite a list of things we need to do. Let's get started. And you can see exactly why we need to clean this thing. That is pretty dusty on the inside. And here's our first look at the fan. The fan is also very dirty. So with the fan being this dirty, I'm guessing the heatsink, which is right under here, is probably also fairly dirty. So it's good we're giving this a good cleaning. I also need to get into the disk drive and clean the rollers on that. I'm pulling up on the part with the wires going into it, not the part that is on the motherboard. If you pull on this part of it, you're gonna end up pulling off this whole connector from the motherboard, and then you'll probably have to send that in somewhere to get it fixed. Which, by the way, if you do need to send yours in for a repair, I recommend shanefix.com. And let's take a look at this thermal paste. That has never been changed. And the old thermal paste looks about like I'd expect. Next, I'm going to remove this bottom plate so we can get to the fan and give that a good cleaning. I've definitely seen worse, but this fan was in need of a good cleaning. I always like to give the fan a good spin just to make sure that the bearing is good. If the fan spins very slowly or has a lot of vibration, then I know it needs to be replaced. Now the fan is clean, ready to go back into the case, but we can't put a clean fan into a dirty case. Now that the case is clean, we can put in the clean fan. Now that looks much better. And this definitely needs to be fixed before we get it installed. This heatsink isn't quite as dirty as I thought it'd be, but there's still plenty of buildup on these fins, and you can see how this would definitely restrict airflow through the heatsink, which would then cause this PS4 to run much hotter than it should. That's better, nice and clean. Now that we have this part done, let's flip it over and get that disk drive out and give that a good cleaning as well. Now before we get to that cleaning, I want to talk about our sponsor, JLCPCB. JLCPCB is one of the best places to get your custom PCBs manufactured because they do a really good job, they do it fast, and they also get it to you fast. So in my opinion, JLCPCB is one of the best. Let me show you what one of their custom printed PCBs looks like. This is just one example of the type of printed circuit board that JLCPCB can custom manufacture. You can see that it is a custom shape, it's been custom printed, and all the circuits have been custom manufactured. Because their facility and employees are so efficient, they can make $2 PCB prototypes, and they can build them at very good quality. So if you're looking for a custom PCB manufacturer, I can recommend JLCPCB. Now let's get this disk drive cleaned. So you can see there hasn't been a big dust buildup or anything here, but these rollers do get dirty, and I can feel they're not as sticky as they should be, so I'm going to give those a good cleaning, and that will ensure that the disc gets pulled in quickly. And then the other thing that I always like to clean on these disk drives is this front part right here. This little felt piece right here will get dust buildup, as you see here, and then when the disc gets pulled in, it can pull in some of this dust and eventually lead to a dirty disk drive on the inside. So I just give this a good cleaning with a nice fairly stiff brush. And there we go. Now you can see that it's completely clean and there's no dust on this felt front. There's definitely quite a bit of dirt on those rollers. Now they are nice and clean and even a little bit sticky. Now that'll pull those discs in real quick. And there we go. Everything is cleaned on this disk drive that needs to be cleaned. There's nothing on this metal plate that is dirty. So I'm going to get this put back together, get it put back into the PS4. I've got the motherboard dusted off. Now it's time to replace the thermal paste. And now the most important part of this whole repair, the perfect amount of thermal paste. There we go. Now that we have all the major pieces in this PS4, it's time to clean this bottom cover. I think that's about as clean as the bottom cover can get. Now let's get it on, flip it over, and do the top side. Now that's looking way better. This thing is looking very clean. I love taking these special editions and making them look good again, but I still don't know if this is fully working, so let's finish our testing and make sure everything else works. Everything on this PS4 seems to be working normally so far, but I haven't tested the disk drive yet, so let's see what happens. Takes it in nice and quick. That's because we cleaned those rollers. Okay, we do have it up on the screen. Let's see if it comes up. There we go. I bought this console plus controller as a lot for $230 from Goodwill. Let's see what they're going for on eBay and see if I can make money on it. This one right here is going for $330 plus $23 for shipping. That was sold on February 17. And this one's for $317 plus almost $60 shipping. So it looks like I definitely could make some money on this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to JLCPCB for sponsoring it, and I hope you have a good one.